the Department of Defense recognizes that MIA Hunters is the #1 source, the #1 civilian assistance to helping them reunite loved family members with their families.
Yes.
What I'd like to do tonight, just a little bit, is talk about the Department of Defense and how they feel about the work that you're doing, because it is indeed remarkable. I am a member of the Air Force Chief of Staff. He selects 30 civic leaders. Don't ever believe that what you're doing is not important. It is vitally important to those families back home. Vitally important. And it's so important to the Department of Defense that this JPAC organization has a $50 million annual budget. It's based in Honolulu. It has a general officer or an admiral as the commander. Right now the commander is Rear Admiral Donna Crisp. They have 400 highly skilled, hand-selected individuals who work for JPAC. 400 of them, full-time. That is all they do, is work to identify and recover the remains of our missing men and women. Their motto, until they are home, every last one of them. Now they know that won't happen. They know they aren't going to find all of them. But here are a few of the numbers that they're looking for. Our missing in action from the Gulf War, 1. From the Cold War, 120. From Vietnam, 1,800. From World War II, 78,000. 78,000 missing in action. Now they know that many of these people are unrecoverable, lost at sea. They'll never find them. But they do feel that there are 35,000 with the possibility of being recovered. So far, JPAC has identified and returned 1,400 American veterans. They average about 6 per month. And these 400 people, this $50 million budget, they average about 6 per month. They now have about 1,000, and some of these are the ones that have been identified and started by MIA Hunters. They have about 1,000 that they are in the process of identifying and trying to recover. So, is the MIA Hunters work important? Is what you're doing worthwhile? What I can tell you absolutely is that when I mentioned it to the people in Honolulu, to the commander, to the deputy commander, I asked them if they knew anything about Brian Moon and Christopher Moon. They said, oh my gosh, yes. They said, they are our top source of information. They can do things and they can open doors that we can't do ourselves. When Brian is paying somebody to give him information, the Department of Defense is not able to do that. What you are doing is opening the doors for them to go in with their investigative teams and with their recovery teams to find and return these service people. It wouldn't happen without you. And that's what's coming right from the Rear Admiral, who's the commander, and right from the deputy commander, who's a civilian, and he has been working there for years. They knew all about MIA Hunters. They knew all about Brian and Christopher Moon. They knew all about you. So here are some of the things that you've done that you already know about. Some you may not know about, but these are all some of the things that the Department of Defense and the JPAC knows about. In 1997, a P-47 pilot, a Lieutenant Harold Woods, was found by MIA hunters. He was missing since May of 1945. He was with a Red Cross worker, Harriet Elizabeth Gowan, from St. Louis Park, Minnesota. In 1998, just 1 year later, both bodies were recovered, they were identified, they were returned home. Lieutenant Wirtz is buried in Arlington National Cemetery, and Miss Gowan is buried in Stillwater, Minnesota. They're no longer over there. In 2003, an Australian B-24 bomber was lost in 1943, found by MIA hunters on a mountaintop, an 11-man crew. In 2007, JPAC retrieved and identified the bodies which are being returned to their families for burial. Wouldn't have happened without you. In 2007, 12 crash sites were found by MIA hunters. Total crew members and MIAs totaled about 60. One site may contain, and you heard about this earlier tonight, up to 30 American soldiers captured, executed, and buried. JPAC has sent teams to investigate, but until positive identifications are made and the families have been notified, no information will be shared with the public about that at this time. They're working on it. In 2008, 35 dog tags were found by MIA hunters, with 21 recovered. 5 crashed American aircraft were found by MIA hunters. The slogan is until they're all home, but it's also never give up. Earlier this year, JPAC has contacted Brian and Christopher Moon, asking them, which shows just how high of esteem they're held in, asking them to lead an Army recovery team to retrieve the body of the Marine pilot. And this could happen any day. Lieutenant Whitridge is the last American MIA to be found in Japanese soil from World War II. So, the work continues. What you've done has been remarkable. The work that you've started, the work that you, I'm sure, has spun off. I'm sure there are other groups like this around the country who are looking at doing something like this also, and they can learn a great deal from you. But believe me, your nation, your Department of Defense, the families of the people who have been involved, the families of all those who have recovered their lost loved ones, owe each of you a great debt of gratitude. And I appreciate very much being able to meet you, being able to talk to you, and being able to call the Moon family my friends. Thank you so much.